hey, so we're gonna talk about this. This is an important thing. We just binged all of season 7.
Yeah, all 13 episodes.
Yeah. So season 7 of Voltron was pretty intense. I'm actually gonna just bring up some bits of it here for our purposes. And it started off kind of neat. So spoiler alert, by the way, because we can't not talk about some of the stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Also with me is Dragonborn81, who typically joins me and us for our Destiny streams, and most of the other ones. We did our A Way Out one.
Oh yes, the Prison Escape,
which was fantastic.
Yeah, I love that game. We still have to reverse the roles on that one and do it.
Yeah,
again.
I want to do that one again. Actually, hopefully soon.
With the different.
Yeah, because I don't have that footage anymore.
The different options.
I don't have that footage anymore. So, it happened right when I transitioned to the new PC, and I thought I saved the file. I thought it was in a folder, and it wasn't in the folder.
I'm not.
So yeah, he's all right. I lost him, so it's just me now. So yeah, it started pretty strong. With what was it, 1 and 2? It doesn't actually have the names on this, of course. It's fine. They're down here somewhere. It started pretty strong. Had its some great stuff going on, but I like that they picked up pretty much right away where they left off in season 6.
Yep.
I liked that they were out of power, and one of the problems that I think Voltron's had for a while is that it doesn't ever give them a fucking break.
Yeah.
It's literally just one problem after another, and it's something my roommate Renoki always, and he and I always talk about, which is absurd.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this one gives you a long break.
Yeah.
In fact, they have tons of time in the beginning, the whole first half, really.
Well, they get up until episode 4, and
Yeah.
then after 4, it breaks off.
I don't even want to mention I do want to mention.
We gotta go through it.
Yeah.
We can just go by episode.
Yeah.
Episode,
We're gonna.
Because this is just gonna be. We won't get into huge detail. But
No. Give me.
Well,
Sorry.
the first one we know is there.
Yeah. But I just want. Here we go. This is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I want a list of the episodes so that we don't miss anything.
Synopsis type thing. So
Yeah.
It's just a refresher, because when you binge them,
We
they just kind of merge into one long movie, which is
Yeah. Oh yeah. So here we go.
This is the great thing about this season. It never stopped. We were like, wait, it's over? We already watched 5 hours worth of.
I feel like we just sat down to watch,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh no, of course not.
But hey, I'm not. That's a good sign, honestly.
Exactly. That is definitely.
So yeah, A Little Adventure was, which is episode 1, was I think spot on. And that's when they shrunk.
Yeah.
They shrunk.
The shrunk episode.
And they, and it has its whimsical bits to it, and it was perfect. And
especially
it made sense.
when they brought in the new Altean girl into the crew for that whole part. It was very
she was great.
With Hunks she's saying exactly what I'm thinking. It's weird.
It's like I think it and you say it. It's fantastic.
Yeah. It just because before she just kind of showed up, she was this, and then she just sat in the background for the rest of the season. Then this time they gave her some actual reasons to go out with the crew, because they're all screwed if they don't get the stuff they need to get off this planet.
Yeah, and it turns out, as we see throughout the season, that she can at least fight a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
she threw that guy.
Again, we forgot the Alteans can.
They're strong. They can change color,
their shape, color, and they have large amount of strength for their diminutive figure.
Something I think the season did very strongly was that they actually did a good job at showing stuff that people forgot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 7 seasons of the show.
Yep.
Sure, in a short span of time, but there's so much that goes on throughout the entire thing that you forget a lot of the details.
Definitely a little.
I forgot
stuff from
completely.
season 1. I mean, there's 63 episodes in a matter of a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
I think, so it's only been 2.
It's only been 2 years, and it's 63 episodes. It's pretty good for an animated series.
65 according to this.
So 65?
65.
Oh.
Yeah, Lions Pride Part 2 is...
I wonder if there was...
I don't know.
That's weird.
I'll have to double check on that.
Yeah, I'm just going by
If you guys find out, comment it.
Yeah, I'm just going by
That's what I
episode
want
guide on,
Yeah. IMDb or something.
IMDb, yeah. So
yeah, I'm on the wiki. So
unless they could be counting, maybe there was specials.
Oh, there might be.
They might be counting like.
Well, now I'm
like
curious.
Original,
Let's see.
You know.
I'm gonna find the answer, and then I want to see who gets it right.
Yeah, we won't say it.
Let's see.
Because it might have been. Like,
let me go all the way back. Hold on.
Trailers or something.
Let's see. One. Oh well, this is probably why right here. The very first one right here. Yeah. Yeah. No, that
what did they say
that
for
looks.
Season 1? 13?
Yeah, 13.
I got 11, so that's probably what it is.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll see who gets it right. Yeah, so Little Adventure was great. I think the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids thing was fantastic. I think that they picked it up even like again real well from episode 2.
Yep.
That one was good.
Yeah, 2 was what, the road home. That was the.
What was that one? Now I'm like blanking.
Does it do individual?
No, it doesn't.
Oh gosh.
It's not hasn't been
Why
out
don't
long
they have
enough.
synopsises up
It
yet?
hasn't. Why haven't all of us creators done this already?
It's only been a day and a half. You think?
It's a day and a half, and we just finished 20 minutes ago. Man.
Let me just see. Just because, like I said, they all blend together.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really. Oh, look at that! People are already on things. Hang on. I need a Voltron logo. I need a Voltron logo for a picture, guys. Voltron, legendary defender. Give me an image. Just to, yep, just all the images.
Yes.
All the images.
Ooh, is that really? Yeah.
There's some good ones.
There's some good ones on there.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm drawing a gargoyles. What the?
We are live to. Ooh, not lice. We're live.
We are lice.
We are lice. Come chat with us. I know, like we're like stopping.
Sorry, we're just trying to. I'm trying to remember what's.
I'm so flustered by the season. Like.
Yeah. it was just so much. Oh, that's when they find the base.
Right.
See, the second one is when they find the.
That's right. Yep.
They find the distress
Which
beacon and then go
was
and try to find one of their
great.
first. The Blades of Amora's.
Yeah, it was great, and it also
base, which was nice.
One of the things that like it wasn't a big problem early on, but I know I was starting to notice they had too much of a crew. They had too many people.
Oh my god!
And we were like, because they had.
Well, they made fun of that too, though.
Yeah.
They couldn't remember what they were trying to shuffle. It's like, no, I get the wolf, you get the cow, you get the mice.
Yeah.
You get and they're trying to shuffle everybody, and Paige is just sitting there by herself, playing video games.
Yep.
Until they find out that she's not sounding off or doing anything, which was great.
And we learned the Blink Dog is
Cosmo.
Cosmo, as he gets named.
Everybody
is
but Keith calls him Cosmo.
amazing. And I want one. And anybody else who says that they get one first can fight me on that.
Oh, because it is an incredible addition to the.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. And we learn like the Blink Dog
leader gets a wolf.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
Yeah,
and we get to see like it goes between the lions, and we learn it's like not only can it like do its cool blinky thing, but it can. It is highly intelligent. It analyzes situations on its own without anyone talking to it. It can follow signals and body language commands, and it's just amazing in every way. And I want one. Yeah,
because I mean, again, it for not really explaining much, because again, it happened during a montage episode in the last season where they find the pup and
they raise
it for
it
2 years or whatever while they're on the thing and raise it up.
Definitely.
Really,
great addition.
Yeah, it definitely makes it.
Often I find in shows like Voltron that things that are done in that way don't always stick. Like they're like, oh, that's a cool concept, and then it falls to the background, like the Altean girl.
Right.
Which again, they nailed a lot of like fixing some of those things I think were thrown in previously, and they weren't done bad. They just
no.
I just don't think they had plans at the time.
Yeah. Well, again, you can definitely see the budget in this season. It's just
huge.
They had to probably double their animators or something. Just the time, because again, to go to 13 episodes and have this much done up quality story, everything done up and split up properly, was great. Yeah,
I did find like I have had a problem in every season, and it's a minor problem because I'm one of the people who like, sure, this is annoying, but it's never a deal breaker for me. Which is their mixer, whoever does their audio, makes all their talking parts too quiet and all their action sequences and music too loud.
But that is like in every movie. Like,
it is.
If I watch,
it's
like,
a very common trend.
Star Trek or something, like they're talking and all of a sudden it goes to the outside of the ship and they're fighting and my speakers feel like they're going to blow out. And I can't balance the audio myself. It's got to be something done in the original programming.
It's been a common trend for the last like 20 years.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
And it's not, and that's what I'm saying. I am a person. I will turn it up and down. It doesn't break it for me.
But
it
I
is
have to
annoying.
watch something with subtitles in order to read what the people are saying over the explosions and the sounds and things.
It's sometimes annoying.
But you know what? You're paying the actors to act in dialogue. I don't want to just try and have to go back and watch the thing 6 times. It loses its importance if you don't catch it the first time.
Yeah.
There are little snippets that maybe you didn't hear a keyword or a name dropped in a conversation happening in the background. That's fine. Maybe that's for the people that like watch it and like have to nitpick for every Easter egg.
You mean like us?
But when it's the core storyline and you gotta go, what did you say? Rewind it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll throw on subtitles. And now the subtitles are playing across the action, and you're trying to read the thing, and it's
just a lot going on.
Yeah, it's too much. But for the most part, I don't have too many issues with that.
This one was not their worst, which I was very happy about. It was there, and it was minor, and it didn't help that when my air conditioning in the apartment is louder when you're trying to watch something. I swear, it knows.
The vent is between, the TV and us, so it was like, I was like, and the very last episode, and to cut out at just the right time, I was like, oh, thank you for shutting off.
Perfect.
This is the dialogue scene that's like the pinnacle of the show, so please stop.
A Way Forward, which was episode 3, I think that's
the one where Karan is on his own, where he's got locked in the closet.
Right. Is that one?
That's that one, because that's when they're on the ship. When
and then 4 is the one. Yep.
The Half-Gulra female companions of Lotor from the original series.
Yeah, that's what we get.
Are now like
some of our bad guys
taking on.
And one lost an eye. I'd like to know how that happened.
Yeah, I know. I mean, again, 3 years have gone by, which you find out in this episode that it's been 3 years since they lost contact
time
with
jump.
People.
When they went into the quintessence
3
field.
decaphoebes, which we figured out a phoebe is probably a month. Again, their timing thing is weird. It's probably like somebody's broken it down, probably. I just haven't looked it up. But a phoebe is probably about a month. They're figuring I'm figuring, a decaphoebe is 10 months. And if it's 3 decaphoebes, and 10 months is probably like a year in space-time for them.
For them, yeah.
So, to be gone for 3 years...
So one of the things
30 months.
I swear, the writers, when they like make this language, just like, I'll just make up a word.
Yeah.
Fleeb. That's yeah. That sounds great.
The fact that
I know.
It's like, oh, Quiznak.
Yeah,
like,
Pidge's father.
Like, what?
Pidge's father back on Earth in one episode. They're like talking. They're having a meeting, and he's just like, Quiznak, like, because there's just things aren't going well for them. But we'll get to that. And
or Romalia when she goes, Quiznacker, and Pidge's like, it's Quiznak. And now we'll, because I have to correct you first before we face the imminent danger that's in front of us.
Pause. Address this issue first. Your language. Like, thank you, Cap.
Yeah. But we find out that, the Half-Gulra, they don't even get along.
Yeah.
2 of them are teaming up, and one of them
and the other one's is
who's
not.
also been with kind of the Paladins on their side most of the other seasons.
Like, kind of the anti-hero.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's just,
like, she's with them, but against them.
The first time, Keith saves her from inside the, I can't remember the name of the creature that they, to get in the,
that was a while ago.
It was, again, that was like season 2.
Yeah.
So, like, really early on. But, again, it was nice to have that little, again, division, even a division inside a group that you thought were together and very strong. And took 3 years, how much something changes that quickly,
a lot.
so.
And there's that power vacuum now, because Lotor's gone, as far as we know.
As far as we know, we never saw him reemerge from the
not in this
one.
one.
And they blew out the fields afterwards when they shot the Castle of Lions to it last season.
Yep.
So,
then we get to episode 4.
The one-off episodes that they do each season that don't really move the storyline along, but they kind of give the directors and stuff. I was reading an article earlier that says it was enough to give the director a break instead of a breakdown, because they need that little gap, especially when there's 13 episodes in the season.
Yeah.
They have to have that little.
Well, and this season
separation.
is heavy. And I'm using that term intentionally because I love it's got some timey-wimey stuff going on. And it's Back to the Future. And I like my Back to the Future reference.
Yes.
It's heavy. And is there a problem with the gravity in the future?
Gravitational pull?
I love it.
That movie will never get old. It's a timeless classic.
Yeah. But yeah, so what they did was they made a game show where the paladins are basically on some weird hybrid Family Feud pyramid.
Yeah, $25,000 pyramid, Family Feud, and Password,
Price is Right. It like combines
all like 70s and 80s game shows into like one big game show. Even like Double Dare, I think, was in there with them dropping them into stuff if they didn't get the right answer.
And it doesn't. But the weird thing about that episode, as we were watching it, is like it doesn't say anything about it. It just does it.
Yeah,
like go, right in. It's like you're watching an episode.
When did we get here? We were in the Lions Flying last time I saw, and we're like,
which is great because
we even saw. We're like, did we go to the wrong episode? Did something happen in between? Or like, this is just weird. And it's doing like the weird 70s TV wipes, like from like the reception was bad.
Yep.
And it's like it was really out there. We were watching it the whole time, going,
what?
We're like, this is just weird. I'm intrigued, but it's weird. It
it felt like I was watching Rick and Morty, but Voltron. Like,
because again, now you see Zarkon, Hagar.
Because they're on the other side, because it's Family Feud with the Paladins, and then
the random underling from one of the episodes that was killed off on one of the ships, and I'm just happy to be here, Bob, and thank you for
which is great.
And he's hitting on Hagar the whole time, which is just, and she doesn't say a word during any of it.
Well, she has like a couple.
No, not during when he's hitting on her. But it's like, again, that very Family Feud. I forget his name, but the guy that used to hit on every woman that came on the show.
Well, I'd rather take, and I still love the Zarkon. Well, I'd rather take their lions, but I'll take their money.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, wow, this is so un-Zarkon. Like, this is just like creeping me out. And he's doing this like little thing, and I'm like, please stop, because you're ruining the aspect of
my lovely wife here is Hagar. What?
It looks nothing like her, but I know what that is. That's my like. It's like they had to do like Pictionary. That was the other one. Pictionary.
Yeah.
Pictionary was the other one. It was just.
And like, don't get me wrong, I acknowledge like they did some nice and as we said, they did some nice like reviving like, oh, okay, that's that person, and like that's this person, because like they're like, oh, you gotta name these characters from your past.
Well, they wanted to do a clip show. That's what they said. I went through and I read a few things after we watched it, because it was just too much. Like, had to learn. And Netflix like, we didn't pay for a clip show. We paid for original content. Okay, so we have to hide a clip show inside original content. This is what we're gonna do for the one-off. Because last season's one-off was them playing like Space D&D. It was great.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Because we played D&D. So it really helped in that aspect that we knew what the heck they were talking about. And
I'm going to play a paladin. You're a paladin in real life. I love that.
My twin brother Sage Revenge. Every freaking character ever created who died early on.
Yep.
My twin brother will take up the cause. Or my father's,
alter one stat.
But having that little clip episode, again, it brought back some memories of other characters that we've seen without having them still be present in the show, just to where you got them all. Even the weird alien guy they bought, they got Kautnicker from Kautnicker. I can't remember his name. The cow.
Yeah, the cow.
The cow on
whatever
the floating platform. Where they got him from, with the guy wearing the Area 51 hat, the alien, with the
and the commercial, Repit Sal's.
Repit Sal's. Yes, there were commercials for usually like, go to the underwater planet and you may never leave, which was the original thing in the show. If they went down there, they got trapped down there and weren't ever wanting to leave because they were mind.
Come on down, we got fountains and seafood and blah blah blah.
Ride seahorses and
get a massage.
It was just really, really funny.
The
fact that they were able to work it into a show, like a 70s style, like. This is what they want now, and it was like all this,
over the top,
stuff.
Like the big one for me still is Repit Sal's.
Yeah, Repit Sal's.
It's just this restaurant, and they're like, we got all the foods that you need, and come on down to Repit Sal's.
Yeah, the fact that we also say Repit Sal like every single time when we're playing Destiny, you've probably heard us say it a few dozen times.
Yep.
When we're finishing a thing, or
Repit Sal.
When we got the Whisper of the Worm, the first time, we just finished it out with that. So, I mean, stuff along those lines.
It's great.
It was great.
It was a confusingly fun episode, and they tie it in very lightly and barely.
Yeah. With
you met Bob?
You met Bob? Because it was like they're all talking like they just woke up from a dream, and everybody else wasn't there, and they're just like startling themselves out of sleep while they were piloting the Lions. Great, sleeping at the helm.
Yeah.
Very good idea. Like Corinne's like, oh, you met Bob? It's like.
He judges people and you have good luck. You're destined for greatness.
Yeah.
If he lets you go.
This ultimate deity is called Bob. and it translates to Bob in Altan. Like universal language Bob. Like all I can think of was Planet Bob from Titan AD. It's like, I'm not calling
Planet
it that.
Bob.
Earth 2, Planet Bob. So I mean, it was an interesting episode.
Yeah.
It killed the pace just a tad. I would have preferred it like after the
Well,
first episode or something, you know, or maybe even as.
I don't know. I'm okay with where it is because they're doing this. They're on low power. They're trucking through empty space for a long period of time, and nothing's happening. Yeah. And so even if you ignore the fact that there might be an all-powerful being named Bob who's judging them, they dozed off and fell asleep, and because they're linked through Quintessence and the Lions, maybe they shared a dream.
I would have liked it one episode later, because the next one was when they found the ruins, where the beacon that was leading to the
the old Blades of Memora leader.
Yeah, well, there was a signal from a Blade, and they're like, "Oh, it's him. We have to go and
we have to go way out of our way
check
to
on
go
him and make sure that he's okay, because then maybe he knows where others are, and we can combine the fleet and head in this one destination type."
Which was a great twist.
It was.
That one was a great twist.
Yeah.
He actually was being tortured underneath, and they had the druid who was luring in Blades and then murdering them.
And it actually fought Keith in an earlier episode when Keith had found this Quintessence mine that they were mining Quintessence. It was the lead druid that was running it, and because he's like, "Oh, your hand looks better," and he's like, "Wait, what?" And the only time Keith's hand ever got messed up was when he was fighting this guy, and then the Quintessence fell on it, and it, healed him up, and that's when he knew that kind of thing was working, that kind of aspect. So that was nice.
Yeah.
Again, another tie back to earlier
previous
seasons
stuff
that make it.
They did a great job.
There's never a time where I forget. I mean, there are many times I've like, "Oh, I forgot," and then it's like, boom, connection instantly, and it's not like it's just like a random thing that doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to. It matters.
And I'm all about that. Like that's one of the reasons why my favorite.
I'm not random druid number 2 that you shot from a long distance and you've never seen again. Like I wasn't one of the ones fighting with this person.
Yeah,
like,
or in the background.
It wasn't like I was one of 13 druids that was fighting. He was the only single druid going head to head with Keith.
It's one of the reasons why, whereas I'm not into it as much as I used to be when I have been super into Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. The David Tennant arc, all of the David Tennant seasons are my favorite. Yep. Followed closely by William Hartnell, which people find amazing because he was the first Doctor. Mm-hmm. But David Tennant's because A, David Tennant is awesome. Yes. And B, the writer, Russell T. Davies, did that kind of stuff.
Right.
Like, things that were kind of important but not like life-changing early on became extremely important later on through several connections that once they came together, you're like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. Why didn't I see this? Yeah. And I love stuff that ties the realm together.
Yeah, Tennant is great, and I've only watched a few episodes of Who, and his are some of the few that I've watched. Yeah. So it really, again, makes a difference for that kind of thing. But the other thing we forgot to talk about, the constant evolution of them growing, basically leveling and getting new abilities because they're becoming more connected to with who they are and their true core personality or values come out further, and things happen because of it. We've seen it throughout the whole season with Voltron. We're learning, getting new weapons and new abilities, or even like just the individual lions changing their characters, becoming more stronger.
I mean, Lance is a perfect example.
Lance is a great one. Hunk's another one because again, he trained from being this I can't do anything to like I'm gonna freak out to like having to save Shay on the Bolmera. And all this other stuff, and then when the ship was being dropping into the acid, and his lion transformed, you see this evolution, and in this one you see a few of them change again. Like again, his Hunk's Bayard goes from being just a machine gun to launching off 2 turrets that attach to walls that he shoots off and help him take out a thing. I was like, that's amazing. Yeah, and it only happened that one time, but it was out of need.
Well, and then he also got that beam weapon later on too. Yeah. Which is also great. Like, and it was like a mini version of what he normally makes in Voltron.
Right, right. So I mean, it just happens to work. Like what they need comes to. Yeah. Keith, he summons the blade from the other room and instantly has the Bayard from his hand, and he's nowhere near it. Yeah. So he's got like a blink sword.
Which again, I'm curious to see. Yeah, I'm curious to see where that goes.
Are stronger.
Yeah, but
to the lions themselves.
Yeah,
which we'll get into much later because that's.
And I'm curious where that particular point goes because again,
how much further can it go? Without it becoming like, all right, you're getting a little too.
As you had said too, like he has that connection with the Blink Dog,
You get a little 20th level paladin here. You get a little too high at this point. We don't really care. You can just kill everything instantly.
I don't know. I was waiting for them to kill off the whole team. I don't know.
Oh, it's just there's points. Yeah. But that was
Journey Within. What was Journey Within?
Journey Within, I think, is the one where they.
That's when they go crazy.
Yes, when they're they get
kicked out of their lions basically.
Yeah, everybody gets frozen in their lions except for the pilots. They're trying to figure out, and somehow they got
shielded because of their things. They went out to try and latch the
lions
together
so they didn't drift apart.
Because there was like a wave of energy through space hitting them, and they couldn't do anything about it.
And then they got hit while they were outside, and they were ending up.
They got flung from their lions, so they're like linking arms and just like trying to stay conscious and alert because now you're just floating through space, and they lost sight of the lions, and the lions are out of power, and everybody else was unconscious. So there's no help for them. Nothing.
Yeah, because the lions are basically running on fumes this whole time, so they don't have the normal energy that would allow them to withstand that kind of thing or form Voltron so that they can just go on as one.
And that was a dark episode.
Again, they go through like Keith worried he's going to lose everyone and going crazy, and Hunk starting to think like he doesn't care anymore, and Princess saying something about her father, and then Keith going into it with her, they were going to start a fight. It was just really dark, and you can see the lack of sleep. They set an alarm on the helmets. So they go every hour or something. They're sounding off. One
of the things they did a good job at this part too, just in the animation style, they did a very good job at showing the strain and the frustration, physically.
Yeah, because they start off fine, and then all of a sudden you start to see bags under their eyes, and they get
and
blurry, wrinkle, they get haggard looking.
And I've seen that in animation.
But
I've seen that in animation too before, but they did an exceptional job throughout the season, obviously.
Yeah, and they start talking about space dimension, people just thinking about the eternity of openness of space is never a good thing. Yeah, because you just.
That's one where
they lose themselves.
I know people who will watch this scene and they will actually then have to pause the show probably. Yeah. And have to come back to it because they will start thinking about it and just.
Had I been watching this by myself? Because I do go through little bouts of depression and other things like that. I've had it happen, and it's freaking debilitating to the point where you don't even want to move. Yeah. And you're lost in space. You're not moving much anyway. Except so that's even worse because you have nowhere to go.
There's nothing you can do.
There's no comfort.
And to make it even worse, they're in darkness. Other than space darkness, the area of space they're in is particularly dark.
And even that was running low. You can see that the light was getting originally the alarm was really bright, and then it was really low and barely going off, and you just
they got no food, no supplies.
No food. They had water from the suit vaporizers or whatever they had in there. But it was really a dark episode.
And then they got attacked by that alien.
Yeah, and then
the giant space manta.
And then Hunk was the only one who was able to summon his Bayard, and he goes, "I'll take him out. You guys get away." And then
because Hunk is the Barry Allen.
He's the heart. Yeah, he's the kind of that. He's the one because he even say in the game show episode, he goes, "Yep, everybody loves Hunk." Yeah. No, if we had to send out a representative Hunk would be the one we would send because everybody likes Hunk. Yep. And because he's so kind, and they wouldn't leave their teammate behind. They all link up and they go charging at this thing with all their thrusters and him at the front, and them, working together again. Yeah. The lions trigger and come and save them, and they're able to.
They're working together. They figured out. They became more in line because one of the problems they're having is, especially with Allura being the newest member, they're not quite syncing up the way they did for the first 6 seasons. Yeah. And. Or the first 5 seasons.
It's a lot of stress of what they've gone through. Everything that's happened. They lost the castle. They've got no home anymore. They're basically flying on fumes through space, out of gas.
Morale takes a hit, and this episode does a good job at showing that strain, and
especially because now they can't find anybody. All these people that they work so hard to set up this alliance and all these things,
and everyone thinks they're dead, so they lost hope in Voltron.
Exactly. So they're like, well, all this work and now it's
gone.
It's starting over again. It's the worst feeling. It's like going through a long a strike when we're going to do a nightfall, and then we get to the end and we don't get in time, or the whisper when we're doing the whisper and it's 5 seconds left, and you had this much left.
We just spent 20 minutes
and now we got to go all the way back and start all over again. And
it's actually how I currently feel about No Man's Sky with the current update. I have sunk about 80 hours into that game.
Oh my god, yeah, when we first got it. Oh my god.
And with the new update, I built this really great base on a planet that had plenty of resources. It was friendly, the environment was fine, and I logged in after the update, and the whole thing's gone. Everything's gone.
start over.
And granted, I did find a way. Oh, my dog is sleeping and running in his sleep. Sorry. Never wake a sleeping dog.
No.
Granted, once I found a new place to make the base, it was like, here, you can set up your old base again. But I had nothing worked. I had a door that opened into a wall.
Yeah.
When I did that, like, it was broken and didn't work.
At which point, just start over
I was just
again.
All right.
That's basically what they have to do. They have to start over again and be able to work from where they were. So it was a great way to see that. And then at the end, they come together and they
make
create
it happen.
this new jetpack on the back that looked like a freaking pod racer things from
It looked like Sebulba's, not Sebulba's.
Giant freaking.
I can't remember name.
Because before they've got the giant wings, and we're like, oh, okay, the crystal wings are coming out, and it's just gonna fly faster.
No.
What is that? It had like 14 afterburners on each side. And
they got a hyperspace.
They hot rodded out Voltron, and it just took off into like hyperspeed, going through a wormhole, and they were still like a year and a half away from Earth. And that's what the other thing was like. They were at least a year out from Earth. They were like,
and they did it in seconds.
They were like gone. They went through a wormhole. They were there, and they're like, "Oh, we recognize these constellations. It matches. We're in Earth's solar system," which is the only thing that killed me. I'm like,
"They're not.
You're not in Earth's solar system.
They were in the Milky Way.
You're in the Milky Way galaxy. You're not in the solar system."
For a genre of animated film or TV,
in space.
In space.
And the smartest one of the crew says we're in the solar system. I'm like,
when you're looking at the Milky Way galaxy, like,
that's a galaxy, not a system. But if you said we're in Earth's system, I would have been okay with that. Okay, because that's generalized. That's a system. But it's the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah.
And then our solar system is part of that, like 5 billion other galaxies. but
it's fine. Whatever.
Again, little thing. I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson will rip the shit out of it. But other than that, it's fine. And they get the distress call from Earth.
From Earth.
They get a call and they think, oh, it's broken up.
They're answering.
They're answering us. Oh, great, we're here. And then they hear attacked. Wait, what? And they go through this whole thing and they find out they get close enough to the thing where it's like, Earth's been attacked by the Golra, and nothing's like.
So we're making our last stand.
And it's like, crap. They got to Earth anyway.
Yep.
It's like, well, we're on our way.
All that work, and they still didn't make it in time.
So now they have this overdrive system. They throw it into full throttle and start going there, and then it cuts to the next episode.
Yeah, and then we get a couple episodes of just focused on Earth.
Well, even before that, the past.
Yeah.
It's Keith back when he's first brought in by Shiro as.
We get background on Shiro and Keith at the same time, which is phenomenal.
Keith's father had died. I guess he was a fireman. Didn't know that.
I didn't.
I thought he was just some guy out in the woods. I didn't know before, out in the middle of the desert. They never really specified that before, or maybe they didn't. We just didn't catch it originally.
Possible.
But after his mother going back up to space and his father gone, he was
alone,
basically in an orphanage kind of thing. So that's why Shiro was going around. He was the best of the best of the best kind of guy for the galaxy.
And Shiro's dying. That was a big thing.
Yeah, Shiro's got some disease that's like killing him.
Supposedly, at the time. Really this is during the flashback, to be clear.
Yes, because he's got like a thing on his arm that keeps injecting, something to keep him going. And this whole time he's training Keith up. He's trying to also get this voyage out to go with.
Yep. The Kerberos mission.
The Kerberos mission with
Pidge's father and brother. Yep.
Because he wants it. Like, he's done everything else. This is what he wants. It's the furthest out they've ever gone. He goes, I want that.
Yep.
Before I'm done, that's what I want. And they won't let me do it because I'm going to be sick. And then this guy put his foot down, and now I'm going.
Yep.
And then we find out that Shiro is actually gay.
Which, I mean, I am so happy to see that in this show. I think it's a great thing. But they didn't,
overplay it, which was great. It's like him and his partner have a fight.
Yeah.
And he goes, if you choose this over me, it's over. And which ultimatums are always such a great thing.
Yeah, great way to go.
They always work out well for the person giving the ultimatum.
Yeah. With that ultimatum, if you go, don't expect me to be here when you get back.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which is...
And apparently he was teaching classes at the academy.
Yeah.
So that's why they were both...
They're both there.
Prominent members in the academy,
Again, props. It was a good choice.
Yeah. But like I said, they didn't hype it up to the point where it's like they didn't have to do them cuddling on a couch or anything. They're sitting across from each other in the room. They're still talking,
like a
dialogue, normal couple.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you for once not going to the
extreme.
We have to overplay this. It's still as impactful just as we know. The shock value, it's not necessarily for shock value, but more for just this
dynamic
is what life
range.
Is now.
Yeah, it's a dynamic.
This is life, and that's how it should be.
Yeah,
it
shows a dynamic range of the character too that we
know?
haven't seen. None of them really.
Yeah,
have had
even
much.
with the heterosexual couples, you don't see them like they sit across from like one's sitting at the table, one's working at the sink or something, and they have a conversation. That's fine. But whenever they seem to do like one of those other scenes and they try to play it off too
much,
too heavy, like we have to show that they're really in love with each other. It's like, no,
you really don't. We get it.
We get it. It's
they're a normal couple.
Don't,
we get it.
Again, sidetracking from major issues of the show
Yeah.
and things. So, again,
but they
only hint at it. It only lasts about 30 seconds, but it's enough.
Yeah.
And it really kind of helps go along with how that Shiro is really more about his career and how he wants to go that way versus the settling down type of person. That's not who he is. He's not the settle down. He has relationships, he has friends, he has family, but his main thing is
and
the garrison.
You get the vibe that he wants to leave his mark before his time's up with that disease.
He goes, you've broken every other record. He goes, yeah, but I haven't broke this one.
Yeah. There's always one more.
This is always that last thing.
Which is great for him to have then been abducted by aliens and become a paladin of Voltron, because now he has done it.
Yes, exactly.
He's done it.
So
congrats, Shiro.
You've gone further than anybody, and you've done something that nobody's done in 10,000 years.
And then you died, and your consciousness was put into a robot, and then you were downloaded into a clone.
Yeah.
So you've broken all the records.
Please tell me you've watched season 6 before you're watching this, because this is
a lot
of stuff. Because
so much happens. And so the neat thing, since we found out he was dying before, our current working two theories. There's two reasons why he's not dying now. That we have at least. One, he is a clone. And so now.
Because his consciousness was in Black Lion, they took it out of Black Lion, they put it in this new clone body,
so
and all this other stuff.
The clone, more than likely, since it was made by the Galra, technically, probably doesn't have the genetic deficiencies that a normal body might. Probably was fixed. The other reason why he doesn't have it is the injector was in the same arm that he lost.
Well, that was also for his medication.
That was for his medication, but he only had it on that one arm, which is weird to me. Like, he didn't have two.
No, but I mean, you only have. I mean, when you take a shot, you only put it in one spot. You don't put it in 19 different spots in your body.
Yeah, but
it's just an easy
that's
implant.
The arm.
It's just like they have ones for diabetics that they
but it's just weird that that's the arm he lost. And again, when he was captured,
season 7, that was season 1 when that happened.
Yeah.
So they didn't really ever show that.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, when they first captured him, you can't torture somebody if they die.
Yeah. So they probably fixed him with their advanced medical technology.
Just took care of that and
or
got rid
space
of it. Because again, if they put him in the gladiatorial arena, we want strong fighters. We don't want weak, dead fighters.
Our crowds will not enjoy a show if he dies.
It's going to be the fight, fodder, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they go through this whole thing once. And they finally show Pidge's father back on Earth after that transmission, and you see them talking about how he first landed. They put him in quarantine. They won't let him talk to anybody. They don't even let him have the device that they gave him to bring back so they can communicate with Voltron and the rest of the teams and things like that.
And just think, if they had not kept him in quarantine for a week, half of this could have been avoided.
Oh my God, because then it just devolves further and further to the point where they can't.
That Admiral lady.
The Admiral. She's just dead set about, and this is again another probably parallel to most governments and things like that, saying nope, you can't do this. You can't do this because then the people will know. But yes, but you work for the people, not
Yeah.
Again, not personal interest or personal opinions versus general consensus versus.
And you'd be surprised what people do in the crisis when you say, "Hey, this is happening. We need your help."
Which is, guess what they do?
Eventually,
they get tired of all the bullshit and they go around them and say,
"Hey, everybody.
This is what's happening. Here's these people up in space fighting for your lives for a threat you don't even know about, and they're they're cadets from your academy, and this is what they're doing. But we're not allowed to help you or let you people know because they think you're going to revolt. And the second that's broadcast and the Admiral breaks down the door to get in to get them, somebody else walks in. Sir, we're getting hundreds and thousands of phone calls saying that people want to know how they can help.
Like, who'd have thought?
Yep, because they don't want to die. Amazing. We'll go without this weird thing that we don't really need, but we have because it will help you build this.
Yep.
And they get stuff done just in time to build the barrier, and guess who shows up?
Yep, Galra.
But they're the only place on Earth that's protected. Everything else starts to get destroyed. They go to a depot. They get some more supplies to finish the ships and other things they're trying to build so they can mount the defense.
Yeah. They do a great job.
A year.
Yeah.
And you see like not so much as individual character development, but how much we advanced just because we decided to throw everything together and work.
So what's great. So one of the things they address is the time difference, because that flashback to Keith and Shiro is about 4 years ago.
Right.
And then when Pidge's father gets there, it's like
it says 4 years earlier.
Yeah, it says 4 years earlier. So
it's basically been 8 years since like Keith first
joined
there.
And then like so all this stuff takes place in about 4 year span. Yeah. They kind of catch up. So Pidge's father has been combining Altean and Galra tech with human tech, or mostly Altean.
Mostly Altean. He's got some schematics from different things.
From the Galra stuff.
He basically downloaded 3/4 of the Castle Alliance library.
Yeah, and he had the Galra ship. He had Galra specs because he had been working for the Galra for a while too. Yep. So kind of combining a mishmash.
Well, because they were using him to create weapons and stuff, which they always the bad guys always grab scientists.
Of course, scientists are the key to the future.
Pretty much.
So,
but.
And yeah, so he's like building all this cool stuff, and he's working on this cool massive ship called the Atlas, which is amazing, and we'll get to that.
But during this whole time, it's great because it's all focused on Earth.
Yeah.
And you never, even
for like
in the
3 or 4
episode or so, you saw like the Galaxy Garrison. They just like military uniforms and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were wearing the same uniforms as this one, but it had a much more. And as again, I was reading another article where they talked to the directors. He goes, I got a very much Gundam / Macross Plus kind of vibe from him. He goes, was that intentional, or was that just something that ended up happening? He goes, yeah, I'm just going to say it was 110% because this is what we were watching. It's like, you can definitely see it in the fighters. They're very much like the Veritech fighters from Robotech. Even the undermounted gun, the giant gun that's undermounted, like where it would drop off and the robot would hold it once the plane would transform. And I kept waiting. I'm like, oh, the ships are going to transform. The little ones are going to be little robots running around. And I'm like waiting for it because even though like it's the stupidest thing, but the rear exhaust port on the ships that used to open and close, and they look like the old F-14 Tomcats,
which is one of my favorite jets.
It is. It was such a cool design.
Yeah.
It was very much like that. And I was like, oh, this looks great because it has Altean, but you can definitely see the Earth influence in this. It's like I want that. I still want it to look very earthy.
Yeah.
And they had the first version, and then the second version was much more intuitive. They even say it like, well, this thing is like responding without even having to think about it.
Yeah. And they got the better weapons and
better weapons and stuff, and they go through this whole aspect until Voltron gets back.
Yep.
And like they get to a distance where they can actually communicate.
What was that? Behind Saturn?
Saturn
or Jupiter?
They went to Jupiter afterwards. Well, they stopped before they got there.
Yeah.
He goes, just stop now before you get any closer and they can actually know you're here. He goes, because once they know you're here, they're going to torture the crap out of us until they get your lions.
Yep.
Okay. And then they find a patrol, finds them.
Yeah.
They start taking everything out. They're about to kill the last ship, and Paige is like, no, don't do it.
We need that.
And you just see like a lion carrying like the last ship. And
great.
They place it down gently. It's like, really? I'm pretty sure that thing would have put some damage on that ship. But they all cram in that ship and ride a Gulliver ship down to Earth so they don't get things. And all me and him were saying is like, whereas it was Star Wars where they're taking the Imperial shuttle.
Casual.
It's like, fly casually. And I was like, why are you off course? This isn't the way we normally fly. Everything's fine. It's all fine here. How are you?
Situation normal.
Situation normal. And just going down. It's like, never get stopped. I'm like, okay.
Nope.
I'm like, that's
honestly, it wouldn't have done anything to stop them at that point.
It's just one of those funny things. But then they're so heavy they just crash land anyway.
Yeah.
Because
they're not meant to carry that many people.
Yeah, it's not meant to carry that much weight on it. Because it's got like
a robot.
The robot. The only thing left behind was the cow and the mice.
Yeah.
They took the Cosmo, the Blink Dog.
Yeah.
All this other, everybody else.
The whole crew.
Was with them. The whole crew was with them.
One of the things. So then they go and they help, and they help out with some of the like little strategic attacks,
some missions, and
sizing up the Galra's defenses that they've been building on Earth and all that.
Because they found out like they're using human labor to build these bases on Earth, using our own supplies and depleting our own resources and things in order to build it, versus having to use any of their own, and using the robots for defense, and while using the humans for labor and building these things against us. So.
And one of the things I think was one of the coolest things they've done, and they did it fantastically, especially with the holdup, is eventually when they do call the Lions, they had this really great strategy where they had everybody basically go to one of the 6 bases on the planet, and when they got there, they were reach out with their mind, and connect their lion, and the lion comes. And
because now they have that deep connection from the time when they were drifting in space. They know they can call the lions to them in times of need, kind of things, and they'll respond. So they send one to each of the 6 bases, and then they send the Veritech fighters to the 6 base, so that
Yeah.
they have enough to kind of cover all the things
5
and try and
bases
take
in
them all
the
out
second,
at once, so that they can't mount a proper defense and shield the other ones at time. They gotta hit them all at once.
But one of the best things they could have done is actually hold up Lance.
Yeah.
I think he was the strongest candidate for this.
And Lance has been the one that has changed another whole bunch too.
So
because
much.
He's been from snarky smartass to on the best to like, nope, he's the leader. Because even like the episode with Feud where they were on the Bob's game show, and they had to pick which person they would save, and the person who had the most votes would be left to leave, and he uses Keith, who he never would have chose Keith in the beginning, and. He's like, he's our leader, and he's the one that needs to go so that he can get everything done.
And he's also Park Allra, so he has the best chance in reaching. Having the most influence. Like
never would have thought that before. He never would have gone.
He makes an intelligent decision based on fact and knowledge that people grow and change and get better, and that is such a unique thing for a character to develop, especially in this short span of time.
Yeah. I mean, it's only been 3 or 4 years
for them
going around, but
and
again,
it's been 2 for us.
How much has happened to them? How many? They've changed lions. They've changed, because originally he was blue pilot, then he was red pilot. So which also helped explain the armor change again, coordinating with the original show, which was very nice.
So in that scene when they're all calling their lions at the end there with the...
I apologize for wiping my nose. I get dog allergies, so I'm like...
I always forget that you're allergic to dogs.
Well, I am, but I usually have Claritin, so it's like, I'm like...
my dog's been all over him, too, all night.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, when you sit for 6 hours on the dog's couch, it's kind of going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm just apologizing now for this. It's very rude.
Lance's team, he's with his sister, who's been helping out with the Resistance.
Yes.
And they get attacked before he can get his lion there. And, that whole thing, they get blown up real quick, and he's got to deal with, his sister's hurt. And then he's kind of...
He's pinned down with, multiple people firing. He's got a shield up. He's
got
firing with
ships
his gun. And a ship comes by and strafes him. And, it shows right in front of him. And you're like... I'm like, oh, his gun's going to change something better. And he's like, nope. Lion.
Nope, lion.
But I'm like, he wasn't... Oh, wait, yeah, you're right, lion. And I was waiting for a paw to come by. And he just lands on it and smashes it down. It was great.
Couldn't have been better.
Good kitty. Whole aspect of that.
Yeah.
And this whole time is, again, this other team that's been the pilots of these, fighter planes. I'm waiting because, again, Earth, if you watch the original series, I am that old. I was watching the original series when it first came out when I was 5 or 6, and then it went to the vehicles, side. And I was like, oh, a vehicle. I'm like, wait, they're on Earth. He's got all the tech. He's got all the stuff from the Castle Lions. I'm like, he could be building, the space carrier that carried all the pilots, and maybe these things will eventually, they'll get that, and this is just the carrier part, and then it'll hold the Lions, and they'll do more things later on. Maybe these guys will become the pilots of, the Earth team. And I'm thinking this whole time, oh, it's great. So when Lance's sister's there, I'm like, oh, cool. There's the connection between the two teams, because they used to have it in the original show. It was Pidge, and Pidge's cousin was on the original Voltron vehicle team, but there was 15 people piloting ships for the original team. If you haven't seen it, just Google original vehicle Voltron transformation sequence, and you'll laugh hysterically because it's 15 different ships that have to come together to make it. Bad enough when one lion can't do it, but you have 15 ships.
Yeah. Well, one car broke down.
I was like, oh great. So I'm like, all right, they're gonna simplify it and just use these 5 pilots, or 4 pilots, and
we were waiting for that.
And I'm waiting for it this whole time, and I'm like, and they're like, oh, Shiro's going to be the commander of the flagship. And I'm like, the Atlas, and they're eventually going to get that going. And I'm like, oh, this will be great. Perfect. It's awesome.
And,
Oh, and Shiro's
arm. Okay, so this was actually my only real problem with the show.
And if this is the only problem, we're doing okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even a big problem, but it was a problem I have. So first off, the big bad that's attacking Earth is, oh my god, Sendak.
Yes, Sendak. Yeah, from
so the guy
season.
Who's missing an arm and then has
the
this
giant
cool
body-sized arm with claw and
it's got
blaster
the orb
in it,
and it's super hyped up, and so he's the one who's been attacking Earth for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
Pidge's father had started designing
a new prosthetic arm for
prosthetic limbs in general for people who had lost wounded, during the fight and everything to work them, but they couldn't get a power source. So work.
Allura redesigns one and then gives an energy source.
Well, they try to put their own human-made energy source, and it doesn't work. It makes it go crazy. It's starting to make Shiro freak out, and she runs in and snags the crystal out of her chair that she's worn this whole season, and just jumps
the whole show.
Pins, the whole show. I mean, jumps down, pins the arm down, yells for Pidge's father to grab the thing out of it, and she just jams the crystal in, which it doesn't fit perfectly, but it's going to work anyway.
But
instantly, boom, everything's working perfectly, and it gives Shiro a connection back. He goes, "I feel great. This is the best I've felt in a while." But the problem is the design, because it's a cuff, and it comes out and it's right here.
Yeah, it just stops.
Maybe at a 45-degree angle.
Oh, you're being generous.
All right, 30-degree angle.
I think it's still generous, but that's okay.
It's not straight out, but it's close to it.
Yeah. And then he's got just this.
And then the arm is down here, so figure from elbow down. But the connection points up here, and the energy's pointing out.
And then it just floats there next to him. So it's missing this whole...
If it had gone down, so it was pitched down at a 90-degree angle, so that it lined up with the arm straight this way, we wouldn't have had a problem. Or even a 45.
Yeah, that would have been
fine. 45, because then if you go out here, it's still connecting at least partially. It just...
No, but right now it looks like his arm should always be out like this.
Yeah, it's just.
But then he's got it down here, or he's walking around like this the whole time.
It's just.
It just doesn't.
It looks a little off because it's a little oversized. The arm's just a little oversized. It's not the same sleek one he had before.
Yeah.
It's a little bulkier. Looks like he's wearing like a Mega Man Buster on his arm.
Yeah, and it matches the Paladin armor a bit. Like the basic design, it has the
this,
defensive cuff there, which is where the battery is.
I was like, okay, it's cool. It's a little, because it's the Altean and the Earth again mix. I like it. I'm fine with it. It's great.
I just don't like the angle. That's the one thing. Like, just give it a tiny bit more on the shoulder, and that would have been perfect.
So they go to attack the bases. And
it's good mirror, too, for him and Sendak. That was the other point.
Because one is, Sendak is on his left, Shiro's is on his right. They've had fights before for the two of them. So seeing that, we're like, all right, we know there's going to be a... coming, because you can't have two floating arm people not fight.
I need either I'm gonna make it or somebody else needs to make it. I really need to have the Spaceballs. If your Schwartz's got tangled together, but with the arms, I need we're gonna
that. I hate when our quintessence gets.
If you put your leg here and I put my leg in
just have them separated or something.
Their arms swap.
It'll be weird. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, but it'll be funny. If somebody wants to draw it, by all means, we'd love to see multiple images of that, because it'd be great. But the ships in the bases that they're attacking are able to launch, because then they have built-in defenses that start fighting off each line, and they can't defend them on their own. And they're too far spread apart to be able to help each other, because they're on different freaking continents at this point. No matter how fast they fly, they're not going to be able to get to each one in time. So they all launch. And they're instantly heading for up into space, and they're worried that it's going to start attacking. So the team comes together. They're like, we'll take out Sendak. Then we don't have to worry about it.
And side note, what those things they were building on Earth, the Golra, were mega lasers,
mega beam cannon things that can be moved around. Basically a ship that's just a gun. There's no
the entire
crew on
thing.
It's just a gun that floats in space.
Think they're normal cannons on crack.
And they're the size of the ships.
Yeah.
They're the size of the cruisers. So the power source on these things is huge.
It's huge.
So
and there's 6 of them.
And there's only 5 lines and the 4 ships. They can't really do anything to them. So they're like, all right, we're going to take out Sendak. Ships return to base to help guard that, and we're going to go up and take out Sendak. And as soon as they go up, Sendak knows about it and starts firing at them. How?
Because that fucking Admiral lady.
Because the Admiral didn't like all the orders that everybody was ignoring on her, and decided that she knew what was best, and went and told Sendak what was going to happen.
She was like,
always happens every show. It's a freaking cliche, but it happens every single time. There's always somebody who's like, we're going to live because we told on you, or we told everybody.
We're going to work with the bad guys, because we all know bad guys are honest.
Yes, because these people have been destroying your people for 3.5 years, so they're going to honor a deal that they make with you to end this thing right now. Never works.
Never.
Why any seasoned military commander would think that would work, I don't know.
Yeah, story-wise, I get it.
Better-wise, to just think that, hey, let's have a little faith here, because these guys have been fighting these people for long. They might know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So they get shot, and the lines all break apart.
Yep.
And
they get captured. The pilots get captured. The lady gets betrayed. Big surprise. She gets captured with them.
All 6 of them are locked in cells individually from each other. Keith knows who did it, and then he starts talking it, and then she's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." She's
in another cell.
Like next to it. I thought he would really. He's like, just like.
And you can tell they're all just like, "Oh my god."
Kidding me. Really? You thought they would be honest with you? We've only told you, they've only been attacking you for 4 years, that you think they'd be honest. And, go with the deal. And it's really painful. But again, they reach out to the lions and are able to pilot the lions remotely and
using
fight
their
with them
mind.
using just their minds. Basically, they merge their consciousness into it, so that they're basically still controlling. Because you see the controls move, like they're
the
sitting
whole
at
thing lights up as if they're in it. All the controls, everything. They did a great
works.
job. We get some amazing shots in this area.
Cinematically, yeah, shot
just
perfectly. Great choreography for fights, flights.
The whole season, all the fighting.
The fighter pilot scenes, because they didn't really do a lot of fighter pilot stuff. Because occasionally Keith was in a Gulro thing or something, and you'd see a few things, but it's in space. There's no orientation for you to like have to worry about mapping.
But whereas this is on like Earth.
This is on Earth. There's a landscape. You have to like, you know, when you're doing barrel rolls and you have to get that.
And they had that nice Top Gun
maneuver. Slam on the brakes, have them go by, and you know, do a barrel roll, take them out, that kind of stuff. I was like, oh, nice, that's great. But they end up, you know, freeing themselves from the ship, and they start, you know, going out. They make Voltron. They start taking everything out. But then they move, and they were moving while this was all going on. They were moving the ships over the base, and we're gonna start moving. They were like 2 hours away from getting it coordinated to like all of them being able to shoot at the base at once and take down this particle barrier that's been protecting them for 3.5 years. And
then we get to see the Atlas take off.
Then we get to see, it shows like, oh yeah, we can't wait for that because this is not gonna go. We got 2 hours. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go try and find a way to start the ship now. And they try, they deplete the shield barrier to like power the ship, and it's taking off, and you're like, this is great. And all of a sudden, it goes to zero power, and the ship, just drops. Crashes. No landing gear.
Nothing.
No, nothing. Just...
I love there's a little tiny bit in that part. You see one of the doors that like one of the cargo doors just falls open. Like, because just crashes. It was only a few feet off the ground. Like it wasn't
a few feet to us. It was probably like maybe 20 or 30, 40 feet up off the ground.
The shot, it's animation and
still
the shot's
falling
a little
40
vague.
feet. Size of a house falling that far is going to make a shock.
And the whole thing just
like. Oh, but I forgot the best part. Wilhelm scream. There was a Wilhelm scream during the part where the lions are all attacking remotely. That was the best part. I was like, oh, Wilhelm scream, and it was like.
It's like the second one I've seen in the show.
Awesome.
It's great. But heard in the show.
They're trying to like figure out a power source. They don't have any crystals. They don't have any Palmeras. They don't have anything that could power it.
We need the black holes.
We would take 3 things that would power this ship. 3 Palmera crystals that were the size for battleship cruisers to power this thing. It's so big, and they're like, crap, we didn't think about that. And he's like, black holes. He's like, oh, wait, this, because the crystal, the Castle Lion turned into a giant crystal, or actually not a giant crystal,
a little crystal.
Very tiny crystal that was able to be worn as a pendant around Goran's neck the entire time.
That was the only thing that I was a little, also like in this part, I was a little like, I remember the crystal thing, and that's great, but not once did we see him put it on a pendant and wear it.
Well, you hear them give it to Goran. Like, you never see it, but you hear them give it to Goran. It's like, here, this was like, you know, because his grandfather built the original Castle of the Lions. Yeah. So it's meant for him, you know, kind of
But, deal. Like, it just, like, he happens to have it. And like,
but it's fused with all the quintessence from the area that was, all the holes that were opening up in the last season's finale. And so it's got all that power in it, and they throw it in, and boom, instantly every system's at full power, and they're all like, oh, crap, everything's working. And you hear, like, Peach's father's like,
this ship is doing things I've never seen before.
Stuff I didn't even know it was going to be able to do. And we're like, okay, we're thinking, like, the wormhole drive, all this stuff, so they're going to be able to flank behind them and, you know, be able to, you know, shoot them, and then they
or some new gun. This on the front of the ship. There's this design.
This quad panel.
It looks like it's a gun.
And he's thinking it's a gun. I'm like, probably what they use to project the field around the shield field. Because they're in multiple spots on this thing, so that's what I was thinking. But he's like, it's gonna fire a giant beam, and then this little thing raises at the top and fires a really super concentrated beam at one of the cruisers, and then dead. Yeah. And we're like, okay, this is gonna go well. Yeah. And they have all these side guns, and they're taking out things. Yeah, it's got small ships. I'm like, awesome. So now they have a big command ship, and I'm like, it's like the castle.
Shearer's in charge.
It's like twice the size of the castle. I'm like,
Admiral Lady's gone. They got the big ship. Yeah. Shearer's in charge. Pidge's father's the chief engineer. You know,
he's captain. And like they also he's like,
yeah.
Oh, you guys are like looking to me for like to run this. Like it's like the commander who was in charge of him is sitting at like helm tactical. Yep. Lance's sisters on shields. They threw Pidge's father and
chief engineer,
and the
Kran's helmsman,
like piloting everything. And I was like, he's like, this is so different than the Castle Alliance. I know where everything is, and you know,
but he did a good job,
and you know, stuff starts to go wrong, and again, as it always does in the show, and they start maneuvering the ships away, the lasers away from the base, and move them up into space. And there's like, Pidge's father's like, I know what that is. He goes, I helped them build this thing. If they can get even 2 of those lasers to combine their energy,
it'll blow up the planet.
It'll blow up the planet. and there's 6 of them. They're like,
thank
oh,
you,
crap.
Death Star. Also, I had a note too. I was thinking about the Death Star and all the lasers that combine into one laser, and then it blows up the planet. And I was like, oh,
particle beam combination. They do that stuff all the time with no focusing crystal.
Never.
But
not even, especially not in this one too. They just like shot at each other and somehow went this way.
No. But again, they've been using these deflector dishes to shoot these beams from different parts of the Earth and to coordinate around. So
which is genius, honestly.
It is. And they separate Voltron into like 5 lines. Again, each one of them takes a dish and starts to put it in front of one of the lasers. But that still leaves one that's still
shooting off into space.
Out, and then it shoots out and then bends down without hitting another beam.
No. When it was doing that, it was shooting just out.
Was it just shooting
It didn't bend down until 2 of them met.
2 of them were doing it. But
at least.
Anyway, so it does this whole thing, and they're holding it, but they're only meant to take like a short blast and not like a concentrated beam, and they're holding this beam on there for long. So they're.
And I'm wondering to myself during the scene, like, why not just direct the beam back at them or at another ship?
Thing so that it bends back like 100, like
come on, people.
Perfectly back at it, or instead they're just bending them off in a different direction.
And they're just going off into space. Like, oh, there goes the moon.
I was like, we're like, oh, there's Venus, there's the suns.
Everything's blowing up.
Everything's blowing up, you know, because light doesn't stop. It keeps going.
Just
just
going and
something's
going
dying. Laws of probability, that's hitting something somewhere.
But yeah, so they're doing that, and then eventually they obviously break.
So they get the ship up, and they're like trying to, you know...
beams actually connect.
Beams actually connecting.
Goes down and almost hits the Earth, but oh look, the Atlas made it there just in time.
With its particle shielding that it has now, and it holds it off long enough for them to be able to start ripping the crap out of all the individual ships. Because
fortunately, during all this, Shiro manages to get on board Sindak's ship and basically just make blow up their power crystal so they have no power.
Yeah, they were hacking it so that they could shut down the things, but that didn't work, and the crystal overloaded and just blew up, and the ship turned off. Well, unfortunately, the ship turned off, but the signal's still going to those to fire, so they can't shut those off. Which,
as a programmer, it is the smartest thing you can do. Follow your last directive.
Yeah, exactly, so it still works.
The guns were told to fire.
So then you see Sindak go down, look in the crystal room, and you don't see Shiro there anymore. And then the only other part that bothered me during this whole movie, because now the ship's lost power and it's veering down towards Earth.
Gravity.
He pops the hatch on the top of the thing and walks out. No helmet.
No helmet,
gone now. And he's standing on the top of the ship, which, okay, standing on top of the ship, that's fine. Magnetic boots, I got that. But no helmet, and you're still in the upper stratosphere.
They're above that. They hadn't even started entering when he popped the latch.
They weren't even like...
It was right after he popped the latch. He looks, and then
it's just starting to see, like, start to get fiery.
So they're re-entering that. So
which
there's no
is
air.
When it's starting to hit air, but not enough to breathe.
And not as well as he's doing.
No, and there's no shield to, you know, capture any air that's in there at all, or because the power's gone. So And then, again, now the ultimate floaty fist battle begins between him and Sendak.
Which was great.
It was a great fight. Choreography, great. Again, giant, stupid claw
animation
thing with blaster. Like, of course, it hits him like 100 times, but Shiro's a little quicker because his arm is smaller. He can maneuver it in different places.
And his gladiator training helped a lot.
His gladiator training. Plus, he fought Sendak before.
Yep.
In the either first season or second season. It was probably first season because there was still Castle Lights hadn't taken off of the planet it was on.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So it's probably still first season.
Yeah.
And ship crashes, and amazingly, ship still, even being supported by Lions underneath it, just to raise up the front
so to stop it from crashing.
Flat-ish.
On its side.
Well, it hits, and then but they survived being thrown from a ship that was dropping from orbit.
Yeah, at terminal velocity.
At terminal velocity, yeah. I don't know how that happened again either. Again, no shields, no armor's going to save you from that kind of crap.
No.
Again, they pick up the
space
fight
magic
again, and
hand wave.
You know, Sendak's standing over him, he's about to, and then Black Lion comes through. And just you see Keith jump out the front and true anime / style sword.
We were waiting for the
waiting for the split. I'm waiting for like the old Voltron split
because he gets like
cut the robe east and just and like fall apart.
But that doesn't make sense because he's flesh But
it's great. Done. I'm like, great, everything's great.
Like, whew, they're all great. They're all good here.
And this is, Lion, it hasn't even got to the, I'm like, there's still episodes left. I'm like, what else are they going to do?
That was the second to last one.
I'm like, there's only going to be, like, rebuild, like, stuff. Like, it's going to be all rebuilding and, like, them theming up what's going to be the next season.
Yeah.
And
then something else crashes down to Earth.
Yeah, you see something else. I'm like, oh, is it, like, one of the ships? Like, one of the laser beam things? And they're like, oh, crap. I'm like, what oh, crap?
Yeah.
And
you killed everything. And then there's another mech.
Yeah. And we're like, oh, God, Lotor's here. It's like...
Yeah,
we're
like
die in the field. He probably like
it's all white and glowy.
Been following their trail or something this whole time here, and he's got sickle blades, and I'm like, it kind of looks like it. The coloring's all right, but like now there's a different helmet shape, and I'm like, what the hell's going on?
And he's got this double scythe blade that breaks into two and then becomes a lance type thing, and like, oh, it was
and then became
really
two scimitars at one point. And it was like just constantly evolving.
Really cool, great design, extremely powerful, and to top it all off, and this, so we were like going back and forth trying to figure out who it is. Is it the half-Galra people that were with Lotor? Is it Lotor? Is it Hagar?
Because Hagar had gotten into this city, and we don't know what happened to her. She just disappeared. And I'm like, this purplish energy. I'm like, this kind of reminds me of her attacks, because it starts doing chest beam attacks, and it's purple-black energy. I'm like, this
and it absorbs quintessence.
Yeah. And it was absorbing, so again, that's another thing that we thought Hagar, maybe, because
it could have been Hagar or Lotor, because of their time in the quintessence field.
Yeah, either way it would have been, because they both have that kind of knowledge of that kind of stuff. And we see this. I'm like, but I'm leaning towards Hagar because I see this black purple energy. I'm like, it reminds me of the same shots they were shooting out the bottom of the castle when they were combining the druids' energy and stuff and firing off. And they can't limit an attack. They keep getting beat. They even learn 2 new things where they're able to create 2 smaller swords so they can go dual wield. And I'm like, awesome, great. And even that's not enough. And this thing just pierces Voltron to the point where it drains it all out. And you see the lights die out, and they're done. And it steps back and it starts to put stuff together, and it's like getting ready for its final
death blow.
And you see the Atlas just
peppering at it. And the other ships, the little ones that they made, they're trying to help out so that like the team has time to recover and get back in the fight.
And the thing starts shooting the Atlas with the beam cannon, and it's draining the shields like quick, like to the point where they're like dying. And you see like Shiro's starting to get like fuzzy. He's starting to lose the hearing, like when everybody's yelling at him to do stuff, and it's like
that kind of thing when like you see in like any war movie where like
the grenade goes off,
like, or like it's just the high stress, like everyone's yelling at them what to do, and they
can't hear over the sound of the beating of their own heart type thing. Yeah, and you see Harris like he puts his arm down like on the console to like brace himself,
and it's his prosthetic arm, his floaty prosthetic arm that has the crystal in it. And which is also powering the ship.
Yeah, which is linked to the ship, and instantly you see like just like when you see the lions, it was like it went bright bluish white, and everything went like I see everything in the cockpit, everything, but no people,
and all the quintessence kind of field to it.
Yeah, and instantly the crystal like activates like all these like little circuit boards across the whole thing.
And he's like, "Take us out.
We gotta get to orbit. We gotta get high altitude." And he's like, "Why? Because we're gonna take this thing up." And you see it,
and just like, trust me, just do it.
You have him like, okay, everybody, it's gonna get weird, basically.
Because he's like, he knows what's gonna happen, but he doesn't know.
Why is it gonna get weird? And all the people are like looking around, like, okay, what's gonna? And
the ship fucking
transforms,
which we fucking called. Like that would be great if that happens.
Awesome. I'm like, I'm waiting for vehicle, which I'm like, well, it is a vehicle.
Yeah.
And we get giant mega Gundam.
Like, okay, thing. So I mean. Voltron is big. Yeah,
okay.
let's
we'll do something scale here.
Let's say this flash drive is Voltron.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the ship.
Here is the new mech for for the ship.
Because it's standing on the side of the ship at one point, like when they were up in space.
Yeah, they're like,
Voltron, and
here,
so
we'll get a little closer.
This thing is just it's massive. It's a flash drive and an iPhone. A big phone.
Samsung
phone.
Sorry, yeah, this is a Note 8, Galaxy Note 8. There we
go. So, 1 inch to 8 inch. That's what we're going to go with for scale. And again, it's poised over Voltron.
Yeah, the bad mech is like about to kill the Paladins.
And all of a sudden you see this wind start like vaporizing. He's like, you see the thing look up and there's just giant fist of like, doom coming down at it. Moves away just in time. And we're like, holy crap. We're both like, the mouth drop open type situation. We're like, because we can't explain this. This
like
is just too good.
we watch things together. We're generally like we're pretty quiet during movies for the most part. Like because we're watching.
Yeah, we'll talk afterwards. Yeah, we'll pause and we'll
couple comments,
discussion, and then
during the show we might have a few little tidbits. But generally, if like we want a larger conversation, we pause, talk, and then go back.
Yep.
There was nothing other than like squeeze and like what the fucks and things like that during this, like things that did not require a response.
But just the size was so massive. And it looked awesome because it was definitely Gundam influenced.
Oh,
because
yeah,
it had
heavily.
This big, bulky, chested thing with like a juggernaut type helmet and these giant wings off its back. And I'm like, all I could think of was
if Gundam met Warhammer 40K and it was a Space Marine.
Yeah. Yeah, very much like Space Marine. if anyone watched Gundam Wing, there was the Tallgeese armor because it's all white, has big wing things off the back, has a bazooka kind of thing. It didn't have the bazooka, but it just, I mean, it was a brawler. This thing is meant to beat the hell out of people.
Yeah.
And it has, the laser cannons are on its gauntlets, so it's just like, you just see the slow-mo, like, you know, firing. And I even made the thing, I was like, oh my god, this is like Transformers. These are Optimus Prime, and that's Omega Supreme, because this thing is like the size of a city fighting.
Just
and I'm
like
how much, and then
just
you think, I'm like, if this thing catches this thing, it's done.
Yeah.
You know, like fly in hand. You know, but catching a fly,
it's
when
tough.
you're that big, you don't move as quick.
Yeah.
So it gave it
and
its
that's the
advantage,
downside.
And it was trying to fire its beam thing at it, but it was able to, like, you know, block it with its hand and all this stuff.
And we're thinking at this point, like, okay, nothing else, like,
it's just
more
gonna
epic.
take off.
Yeah.
It's gonna, I was like,
it's gonna leave
as much as it can.
There's nothing else epic that's gonna happen, like, because that, like, how do you beat that?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you how you beat that. The little tiny other mech that's about on par with Voltron.
Same size.
Same size, approximately. Jumps up in the air, does space magic, and then
Astro
suddenly
projects the size of itself, fighting this thing in purple, like, just magic, and you see it floating in the middle, doing the motions.
But now there's this big, giant purple version of it on
same
par
size
with the
as
Atlas.
the Atlas.
You ever see? It reminds me of oh my god, the superhero. She's a girl with the totem, the animals. Blanking right now.
Oh my god, from Legends?
Yeah, from Legends.
Vixen.
Vixen, yes. So like Vixen in empowering herself with the giant animal.
Yeah, just
as
seeing this
kind of
giant
looks like
totem of itself.
But bigger, yeah. And in this
enlarged.
case, it's the mech bigger.
No, it doesn't do it constantly. It's like boom, brawls,
it's
hits, shrinks back down, moves around behind it, goes in, does the same thing, and comes down on its back.
Yeah.
And you know,
but it's enough, and while it's doing this, just like it did with Voltron, it's draining the quintessence out of the Atlas.
And now that's even stronger, so now it's getting stronger, and then they notice that, the weak point is the chest piece
when the chest opens up.
And they only have like a split second to do it, and they're like, how are we going to do it? And
hyperdrive.
Lance's hyperdrive thing opens up, the sword comes out, and they're bull rushing around like a freaking comet on steroids with a sword point, and just spear around, make it so it's looking the wrong direction, comes around, whips around, and stabs it right through the chest.
Yep.
Taking it down.
Yeah.
And then they start reading another thing building up, and it's
like just one problem after another.
And now the Atlas is all messed up, so it can't do anything. It can't help. We're like waiting for the Atlas to just grab it and like
throw it
up into space. No, and the Lions don't even have enough power to stay in Voltron form. They're back to Lions, and just
so they have to just carry it out into space.
It up, and it's like, oh my god, this is the slowest thing. And it's getting more. The beeps are getting louder. And we're like,
and it's starting to glow.
Like, oh great, they're back down to like 10% power again. This didn't work out so well for them when they kept the
and they're doing like all these like quick cuts and all that stuff, and then Keith does the "It's been an honor to fly with you."
I'm like, no. I'm like, there's only one more season. Maybe it's just gonna be the Atlas team now. And, like,
I don't know that I could have handled that.
Oh, that would freak me out.
I would have been like, no, just too much has happened.
Yeah, it was just, and then again, giant explosion in space, and it knocks all the Lions back down to Earth. And I'm like. I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my god, it's going to be hilarious if they all go to their, like, elemental things, like if the blue one falls in the water and the green one falls in the forest, and then blue, water, green, forest. I'm like, they're not going to do the yellow and the sand and the desert.
Yellow sand and desert.
I'm like, and then the purple lion smashes into the base. There's a fire near the red one, and I'm like, oh my god, they did the elemental things. Because in the original show, Red Lion was parked in a volcano, Green Lion was in the forest, Red Lion was in the sandy thing, Blue Lion was in the water, and Black Lion was on the top of a statue, like pillar, in the air kind of thing, On
that note, so something I just kind of thought about. So we saw throughout the entire show, we've seen the Green Lion in the forest, the Blue Lion wasn't in water.
No, but it did a lot of sonic things, like sonar and things that carry... sound and things like that. So
and the Black Lion was in the castle.
Has the ice beam. So that's
the Black Lion was in the castle.
Yep.
So the technological side of it.
Yeah, they still tracked those.
The Red Lion.
Yeah.
Did the simulator on the volcano planet.
Yeah.
In this season.
Yeah.
And was the first one out.
Yeah, it was out cold. I was like, oh no. But again, have things that represent their element. Ice beam from blue.
Yep. It was just fun to
solar
see
beams from the red.
A fire thing for him finally.
Yeah, well, I mean, he has the solar beam that he would weld stuff with. You'd see that all the time.
I mean, like planet wise, like
and
we've seen a little bit of everybody.
Yellow Lion grips things in the earth. Yeah. And, basically, again, it's a big construction machine. Yeah. Basically, is how that one works. And Green Lion's little vine
Yep.
beam that it does.
Yep.
But like,
which we haven't seen in a while.
No, but then there's another thing. Pidge unlocked that and had an arm cannon. We're like, oh great, an arm cannon.
Yeah.
Instead of just the open mouth little beam.
Lots of new stuff.
Giant. So again, a lot of new things that were like. Again, they still didn't do the blazing sword. I'm like, it's the go. It was the original go-to. They've only done it like I think twice in the series. It was one the first part when they fight in Zarkon.
And maybe that's why, because it was the go-to in the original.
But I was waiting for the blazing sword and the beam thing, like the hyper drive to like just slice the thing in half or something. I was waiting for that. I want that back. Like the Robies and like the.
Well, we get another season coming in a few months.
Final season. 13 episodes, final season. But they do the whole thing where Shiro's now.
In charge of the Atlas.
All the lions are behind him. There's a thing, and they're doing like the ceremony for the people that died during it.
Which is his boyfriend or husband.
Died because they show him
was
on
one
a
of
wall
them
with his name and it's like military ID kind of picture on it with this whole wall. Very like
Which I was curious how they were going to handle that given the ultimatum. And
I was so glad again that they didn't bring that in because again it would have killed the pacing on the show.
It would have with anybody. Honestly, and I think that the one thing they did do as well was they chose to have as a design. They chose to have Hunk's family be the one that's not there and being still in the camps being worked and whatever.
The only reason Lance's was because his sister had been separated from this group when they were trying to get original parts to still build the Atlas. And when she was out there, she got found by this rebel organization, and they helped her track down her family. So all her family made it back to the base, which was like 11 people. Like it was like
big family.
Lance's got little
all of them
brothers and sisters. Really. It was a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
And Pidge's family is there, of course. Yeah. But you see Hunk. He's looking around for like his family, and he's like, and then you see like Pidge's father's like we'll find them. He goes no, and they do eventually find them, and they find them in the internment camps like working.
But I think he was the best character choice for that because like he's the hope.
Again, he's the hope and heart of the team.
And for him to have that. Moral dilemma and like need to find his family after willing
to do anything, whereas before it's like I don't really want to go in this thing because it's going to be scary. To this guy whose character development
was spot on. Spot on.
Because everybody else is pretty much there. Laura's over her situation and stuff because they're all Tans. Keith found his mother. He's got the whole Blade of Memora thing. He's braced his Gulra's side. Lance has grown. His family's okay. Pidge's family's okay. You see everybody's.
No, fortunately, and I was curious if they were going to do this. We had no major good side deaths.
No.
We had the Admiral Lady, but I mean, she kind of she kind of deserved it.
She held off them while they were controlling telepathically.
She redeemed herself as well as she could at the end,
holding off a group that was coming to take them out while they were doing that.
Astral projection
type situation. But then at the end, like you see, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of aliens in the audience. I'm like, this. And it turns out like now, this is the only place that everybody knows that the Gulra aren't occupying.
Yep.
It's a safe haven for people to go to.
Especially because with the power vacuum in the Gulra Empire, warlords and everybody else is like trying to control different parts of the Empire.
Yeah. So you get the rebels there. Yeah. Matt shows up and meets his whole family again, and you get to see everybody in the hospital like recovering, and Keith's mom there, and everybody's there. And Hunk's all happy and everything, and then Shay walks in. And I'm like, what? Shay? Oh, and then you see the freaking Balmera that Shay's on orbiting the Earth.
Yeah, they brought up Balmera.
How the hell is that going to throw off the Earth's ocean and thing? Again, stupid random shit that I think of. But
it's
bringing the planet close. It's not supposed to be there. It's kind of.
And the other thing, like, how do they do that? Well, we also kind of see a bit of that, and it goes with the theory
because the Balmeras can move through space. It's just.
But that quick? I mean, that's clearly not that far.
Well, it probably wasn't that quick. I mean, they were probably rebuilding for a while. So.
Yeah, but I mean, that ceremony had to be relatively recent. But I mean, all those people had to get there. Like,
a little bit of time. Again, there was a little bit of time there, so they were probably moving towards.
But they wouldn't have known to come there.
Who knows how fast the Balmera was? We never really seen it move. But all the Shay has to, like, her whole group has to just communicate with it, and it'll go in a direction.
My theory is that we also see Allura open up portals again.
Yeah,
using Earth Altean tech.
Yeah.
And so I think that might have had a hand to play in some of that. Definitely.
That's a big teledove to open and move a Balmera through, though.
She's moved the whole castle through it.
Yeah, but the castle landed on the Balmera.
I know, but I'm just saying. And everybody has grown in their abilities and everything. It's completely.
She does have the new learning of the alchemy to the Altean alchemy. So
and they have the crystal, that very powerful crystal, because she was using the Atlas to do it. Very true.
She could have moved that through or anything. So again, little stuff. Knows? It's all clip stuff, so it's hard. There's no like, because there's Shiro doing his voiceover of like, we're gonna be take
our Independence Day.
That's what we said. It was like, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Yeah, it wasn't that scene, but yeah,
it wasn't that scene, but we've said it. It was definitely seen, because there was a couple of military type speeches done in this show. But it was great. Overall, the season's awesome.
Yeah.
And then they recover the parts of the robot that got destroyed and it blew up. And they're like, oh, we
finally get to see who was inside.
Like, they go back down to the underground base, and they're like, we've been working for months trying to figure out. And that's when they did say it was months.
Yeah.
They've been trying to rebuild the robot to find a power source, and they just found it. And it was like the head was in the water, and they bring it down, and they open up the head, and inside it is another Altean.
Yeah.
Like in a pilot costume, but.
It looked like the girl who was the half Altean, half Galra, that was on Lotor's team. It kind of looked like her.
But she showed up and was with...
earlier, but not at the end.
Yeah, she showed up when Keith was and her mom was by the father's
maybe I missed that.
She walked up behind him.
Oh, maybe I missed that. I thought that was his mother that walked up. I might have missed it.
No, his mother was standing next to him, so that's why I was like, because she wears a blue outfit, her mother was like the red and
That's right. You're right.
black.
You're right.
Again, that got very confusing too. Where it was like, oh, what if they're like half sisters or something?
Because they look very. Their design is very similar.
Design, but again, it's the half breed probably type situation with the very angular features of the
and they both have the flippy hair
and the same kind of look, and so, but that was going to get really weird between her and Keith if that was true, because we're like, we don't need Game of Thrones type situation.
Yeah, because they have that weird relation. I don't know what's going on there.
But it ends on that note of like, oh, the Alteans. And there's a part in one of the earlier episodes where they go to the Memora base, or they find, not the Memora base, the Ruins episode, where they go and they find, it's not Koran, it's another C name, the leader of the Blades of Memora.
Yeah,
and he's
the old
like,
leader.
well, we went to your place where you said the Alteans were, and there was no one there. It was gone. There was nobody. And now there's this Altean who has done this, and fighting this thing, which was very, like I said, Haggard-like, and nobody's seen Haggard. So I have a feeling she went to where Lotor's thing was, and she was able to move through those that gravitational field and get to that and take them and use them. And it's probably by manipulating them in some way, like she's done to Shiro and so many others. And she's controlling the Hagar Robies are back. But unfortunately, they're powered by Alteans, who are able to manipulate the quintessence fields, which is probably why they have an Altean pilot in them, because they're able to manipulate them that way and focus quintessence into different things. So that's where we're going to probably end up with Season 8, which is this final season, which is another 13 episodes. But and now we have Voltron plus Mega Atlas.
Ultra,
You know,
which I guarantee you is going to have all the same problems that the vehicle Voltron would have had, because that's the only way to balance that.
They're going to definitely have to do a couple of clip show things where they each go to different planets and are doing different things. But there's going to come down to a final battle where they're going to go up and Hagar's probably got like 15 of these things like floating around, and it's going to come down to this final version. And
maybe we do get vehicle Voltron as well. Because one of the things that they talk about, I mean, the Atlas before it could transform was big enough to fit all 5 Lions
and
crew and battalions and the ships and it is big.
Yeah, so they could develop it further, and maybe they will make it. And they said that
it can do things that never.
They said in the show they did, or in the interview we didn't want to make the little planes transform too, because then it's definitely a rip off of Robotech, and we're gonna get sued. But in a way that they can make it so that they have individual vehicles. Maybe not all pilots, maybe one of them runs a tank and one of them runs a thing, and then they're able to combine and oh god, what was the name of the one from Transformers? It was all military vehicles. I can't remember. It was combiners. Again, all from the 80s anyway. So that kind of aspect, and we'll have a vehicle like Voltron that way. Even if we don't, the 2 alone, I'm happy enough with the Atlas. Having Earth Tech merged to do this whole thing, I'm happy. It's great. That's all I wanted, was something, another key reference to something else. Something that ties into all this 80s nostalgia that where all these other shows came from. You wouldn't have Power Rangers if you didn't have Voltron. You wouldn't have any of this stuff, any of these combiner shows. Without a lot of these ones that came out of Japan, like Go Lion and all that, which is the original Voltron based off of. All this stuff led to everything we have now. And those people who watch these shows are now making these series now. So this is why we're getting
He's all about
the good stuff.
I didn't grow up watching most of it.
No, but I have showed him. And then I even showed my kids. and some kids that he used to watch, that they came over, and we watched the original
Yep.
one before they finished season 6 and saw the Lotor special vehicle, because
Yeah, because they haven't caught up. They
in
haven't
the-
even seen season 6.
the original movie Fleet of Doom, they had Voltron and Vehicle Voltron combined to fight against Lotor's
Yeah.
and this other guy, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was from the Vehicle series, their villain. And they made a Robies thing that combined
Yep.
and, was a giant fighter. So I wanted them to see that before they saw the 6, so that there was a correlation of, like, they were still taking from the old and appreciating that, but making it this.
Yeah.
And it's little hints. It's stupid little shit, too. Like, dinotherms are connected, or megathrust. I'm like, oh, that's stuff they used to say before.
Anytime they said some line that I'm
And he's
like,
like,
oh, that's a cool line.
That's
I'm
cool,
like,
that's a
whatever.
cool line. I'm like,
And I hear him going, oh, they said it.
they said it. They said it. Just little stupid stuff. It doesn't take a whole lot to make me happy for that. They don't have to do line for line.
Yeah.
Then it becomes just a copy.
Yeah.
It's not its own thing. And I don't like that. But you need to pay enough homage to the originals.
Yes.
Without being hit over the head with it.
Yeah.
To just be enough.
Yep, just little subtle tweaks.
Little
Are
things.
fantastic.
Because they even said it in season 6 when Voltron, when Lotor and Allura were in the ship going into the contestant ship. They were saying, dinotherms connected, intracells up, and I'm like, it's the thing they used to say before forming Voltron, because it used to be a whole process of inserting keys and manipulating the console.
That was a big 80s thing.
Oh,
too,
yeah.
everywhere.
You had to change everything over for it to work properly. So, but again, this season,
just big thumbs up.
Thumbs up all the way. 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
9.5 out of 10 if you really want to quibble over those stupid little things.
They add
really
up.
didn't.
They add up, though.
They did.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's still, like, just below.
Yeah, it's fine. But again, to get a 9.5 out of 10, and for us to sit through 13 episodes without, we took maybe, 10-minute break total out of the entire time for, grab a drink,
hit the bathroom.
Hit a bathroom, come back and sit down. Yeah. And that was about it.
And a couple pauses to just be like, hey, thought.
Yeah.
And, like, have this conversation.
Little things, and just stupid stuff that would just trigger that kind of thing. Was so worth it. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it yet,
go watch it.
You will.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this as a reason you're watching it, either it's because you really like Bears, or
because you're awesome.
Because you like Voltron. And
either way,
you should. You really should like Voltron.
Yeah.
Because it's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
should the time come that I have hit affiliate and I have like people paying for stuff and all that, which would be great.
If we get the VR,
we
can stream the VR game.
I want to,
because
so
there
bad.
is a Voltron VR game where you can actually sit and pilot the lions.
I want it so bad.
It's awesome.
I do plan on getting the VR, especially with the new job.
Do that because that would be great.
With the new job, I might be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
But if the day comes that I hit affiliate and I do all that other stuff, one of the things I get as an affiliate is I get to create custom emotes.
Oh.
I guarantee you, I will be creating a totally not Voltron related Oswald emote. Totally not Voltron at all.
Farmed. No, nothing like
nothing. Tra-la-la.
No, everybody does combiners now.
Yeah,
it's not a rip-off Voltron, it's Power Rangers. What are you talking about?
Yeah, because it's so much better.
Saban's not a big company.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so check it out if you haven't. We
left it enough to sit here for over an hour and a half and talk to you about it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the count. Yeah, an hour and 38 minutes.
Like, all right, it's after 1 o'clock. We'll do a quick little thing.
Yeah.
Quick little thing turned into...
like almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
So...
And we'd already been talking after we watched it.
Yeah.
Which is why I finally, just was like, all right, I'm pulling over a chair because if I keep talking about it now, I won't have... I need to...
The collaboration, because each one of us is going to pull out something different again. Because my original attachment to the show, I'm able to remember those little things that pulled it forward. And him seeing it from scratch is another way.
Yep.
Again, and I'd love to do it with some other 80s type stuff to show him that,
it's distinctly possible.
There's
and
tons of stuff that we could go over.
And I want to do some stuff too, and we'll probably do. I'd like to do more of these.
And
just
little things.
What I'll probably plan on doing is I'll try and get some like stills and stuff to throw up, so
so that we can reference points.
Yeah,
so we can play.
This we kind of threw together a couple days ago. We're like, hey, wait, Voltron's coming out in like 2 days.
But something that we plan will. We can probably do something up because again, there's a lot of movies I loved that influence a lot of the movies that come out now, and I see these and they don't get them.
Yeah,
and it kind of kills me because I'm like, it's almost like a parent taking a kid to a movie and like there's those little Shrek jokes that are thrown in for the adults so that they can watch it too and not feel like. but like the remakes of certain things, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch the remake because it's gonna be like terrible. 9 times out of 10, most of them are. But like there are some jewels that are just like.
It's like the Blade Runner one, because I haven't seen. Yeah, because I haven't seen Blade Runner. I have it over there.
I've seen the original. I haven't seen the new one yet.
I haven't seen the new one either. But like Baker insisted, one of our mutual friends.
And children. I can't always collaborate to go and see them when they come out, but it's on demand now.
Yeah. But like he insisted I see the original first, so I have the original that I'm borrowing from him. Haven't watched it yet, but I have it.
Original or director's cut?
I don't know. It's sitting over on the shelf.
It's 3 hours,
3 hours. You can do it.
Hour, yeah.
I mean, we've just watched 13 episodes of Voltron. You can totally do it 3 hours.
3 hours, no problem. That's easy. That's 2 hours less.
Exactly.
And then it's still time to.
Yeah, and then we talk about this. You know. But yeah, it was fantastic. And obviously, if you haven't watched any Voltron, A, what are you doing here right now?
Yeah.
Because there's so many. We just did so many spoilers. And B, go watch it right now.
If you like this too, though, like what we just did here, let us know. And
we'll do more.
If you have any little other ones you'd like us to watch, we may have already seen them, or one of us may have seen them, and I can do like like I'll do the thing where I'm like looking at them at the important parts where it's like I want to see the reaction.
And maybe we'll do.
And you'll get like the little me where I'll just be like.
And
you'll know, you know,
and what I'll try and do if we do more stuff like this, I'll actually try and be filming while we watch it. Unlike today, like we were kind of through together, and like my wife was hanging out for a bit, and we had dinner while watching.
Because right now it's 2:40 in the morning. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, it's a little late, you know, to be doing this, but we're like, we have to.
Yeah.
It's a must.
Yep.
Because it was that good. So I agree. If you haven't seen it yet, watch it. Make sure you leave yourself enough time. Don't have any distractions going on. Don't try to be doing homework or playing a game or anything. There's too much to notice.
Yeah.
It's not just one that you can throw up and like background noise. Once you've watched it, sure.
Yeah.
But there's too much to notice to not
give
it
the
due process it needs.
The beginning few episodes, as you could tell, like there's definitely some room there where you can do some other stuff and not miss much.
Yeah.
But like once the pacing picks up, it picks up.
Yeah.
And like you're in.
But again, if you like miss a part where they're doing the floating in space thing, talking to each other, you're gonna. You're gonna hate yourself because there's parts of like that are really critical to character development.
Yeah, and
I know not everybody likes character development, but it's sometimes necessary to make them be the badasses they are later on.
Yeah, and it hits some of the points, like it pulls at you, like and that's what they're.
Shiro wouldn't be the person he is if he hadn't gone through all that other shit first. And it's necessary to throw in those extra little tidbits just so you know what it was about.
Yep.
But we'll set it up and we'll make sure that we have camera properly, lighting,
and I just like threw all this together because normally
in the morning we just threw it on because we had to do it while we were still thinking about it.
Yep.
Because I'm probably gonna go home and probably put it on again and fall asleep, but just so it was that good. I wanted to see if it's that good around the second time. So, but
I and I mean as you guys know, I typically have this camera up, which is fine, but I threw that one up.
Yeah.
So we can share.
Yeah. But lighting and everything else. When,
I don't have that all set up.
Cut off at the top.
And then we got my lovely messy kitchen from dinner still all in the background.
I gotta have that. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's realism.
Yeah. There's a reason why my camera's over here.
Yeah. But no, we'll like I said, if you guys like this and if you have any shows you want to throw out, series, animes, movies, TV shows.
And we got other
like
people that we
as long as we haven't both seen them and have like watched them 100 times, like we won't do the Netflix series, things like Daredevil or any of those because we've watched them all
a lot.
I've watched it like 5 times, 6 times.
Yeah.
Not that they're not great, but there won't be any like.
There won't be any impact.
There won't be. It'll just be us.
We just chat about it and be like, it was good. Yeah.
I know this part's boring.
Yep.
Okay, and it'll be just a lot of cuts of us just not being entertained because we've already seen it 100 times. But there might be something that I really loved, or and that he's never seen, or he's seen and I haven't seen because it's newer, or just not that hasn't hit either one of our wheelhouses.
Yep. And we got a group of people. I mean, from the podcast Heroes Play that we've been doing, and
we all have our little genres that we like to hit.
Yeah, we have plenty of people too that we can pull in now and then and do this kind of stuff. I mean, you've heard almost everybody on my stream anyway.
Mm-hmm. And we're all local, so we can get to here without that being much of an issue.
Yeah.
It's not like the guy one lives in Ohio or something.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
So content is never short here.
Yeah, and we all have access to most of the videos and stuff that we have one way or the other. So.
Honestly, the only thing that holds up is my editing. I mean, that's why we're doing this one live, and then I'm going to post the archive of it, basically.
And the other thing is you can snip stuff down, cut stuff down that's boring where we ramble or, give away stuff.
Well, not for the live stuff, but if I do something like that. I just got to get
And if you want live versus, snippeted thing, too, that would also be good to know whether you prefer the live. Again, because, we do ramble at some points and go completely off track and start talking about other stuff. So if you want to focus more.
And for licensing issues, sometimes live is a problem. So
live can be a problem also for, fair play issues and things like that too. So
especially whereas I
would
cut
out audio, have to cut out video.
Or honestly, the big
stills
thing
is sometimes easier than
Honestly, the big thing is I can't give you guys a feed from the video for even audio because that'll be a problem.
Yeah.
But like, hey, ambient room, you can still hear it. Like that's probably fine.
Certain things, certain shows. I've seen that pop up on a few other shows where they've done reactions and things.
Yeah.
But again, it really comes down to the show, who runs it, licensing, and all that kind of stuff. And there's ways to figure out what is available for us to do. So, but again, if you like it, we'll keep doing it. Yeah.
So the shameless plug time. Make sure you hit the follow button wherever. I don't know. I'm too tired to think about that.
He's close though. You just need like 2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
3?
4.
4. Make it 5, just to be generous. Get 5 friends.
4 for
each one of the people on there who watches this. Just tell somebody else. Even just to click on it for them. It'll be great because it'll make it so that we can actually, the ones that you want to watch, will be able to do the stuff. Even if they've just clicked on it and they never watch it again. It'd be great that they did.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Or even spread it out to somebody else. Show them your favorite versions of the ones we've done. Or some of the best little snippets or clips or things like that. Yeah. Because the more we do it.
Yeah, I mean, and I like doing this stuff, and I like having you here with me. I almost was like, do I call you Scott? Do I call you?
I don't care.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, on stream, I always call you Scott anyway.
I know, so it really doesn't matter at this point, because we forget we're even being recorded and we start playing our game anyway. So,
but yeah, and I enjoy doing that.
And
stuff.
I'll take allergy medicine before I come next time, so we don't have to worry about. For half
I like the show today.
Let me just have a little. Just do this and no. So, yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. So yeah, the follow button, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TenRabidBears. Rabid has 1 B on social networking, 1 B in Rabid, 1. TenRabidBear. It is. It's on the thing. Yeah. But hey, if somebody can't read, I can't read. Anyway,
it's impressive they got to Twitch and were able to type in and find out which one to follow.
Hey, if you're just looking for pictures or something,
pictures I guess is a big thing.
I mean, look at Oswald. Isn't he adorable? Look at him.
Most of us like I said, most of the stuff has been Destiny. That was just kind of our starting point, though. Yeah. We'd like to branch out a little further from that, but you gotta have a starting point, and
And I know most of you guys who watch me generally like the first-person shooter stuff, and that's fine. Yeah. I will always still go back to that.
Oh God, yeah, we still do it all the time.
Especially with Forsaken dropping. Yeah. So much good stuff coming.
So much news.
But yeah, I'm gonna have some other stuff coming. I'm gonna do No Man's Sky soon, just to kind of try out some of the new stuff.
Yeah, we'll try the co-op on that too. So I'll probably be doing the co-op with them on that point. So.
And there's also I found a game recently that I might pick up. It's $5, so I'll pick up 2, $5 below.
I love that store.
It's amazing.
It's a great store.
So it's a PS4 game that is online play, co-op ish. It's definitely some kind of first person shooter.
It's upscale Dollar Tree. It's great.
It's amazing. I honestly know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Except that it looks cool.
Okay.
It looks stupid cool though. We'll probably play it a couple times and then be done.
Okay, yeah. This is getting deleted off the game.
Yeah. Kind of thing, But for $10 to have 2 copies of it, it'd be like, here.
Worth it. Exactly. So.
So yeah, do all those follows, the things like that. I appreciate it always. The follower goal is going to be ending in 13 days, something like that.
Less than
something like that. So try and hit that for me. That'd be amazing. I would love that. Yeah. I'll be starting another one up after that sometime soon.
Because by then Forsaken will be at that point.
It'll be just before.
Will the update have gone through for the new stuff before Forsaken? The newer things.
But I like to give it a little bit of time before I start up another.
Yeah. The other thing is we might do like a period of time where we just go away from Disney just for a week, just to kind of, so when we come back we're like,
new stuff
versus okay, I was playing last night, so let me just see the few things that have changed.
Yeah,
okay,
I don't want to do that.
We want to go back in because we used to do the new expansion. All right,
5 a.m.
So it's 5 a.m. and okay, this isn't not gonna work till 10 a.m. anyway. I don't know why we do this because it never would launch on time.
No, we get in by 8.
Well, there was a couple times where it was like, it just won't load. It's like there's just too many people trying to get into the system at once, and it was just crashing everything.
But
good old days of
I miss that. We both would take the day off to do it.
I got 2 2-liter bottles of energy
Mountain Dew.
drinks, and I'm ready to go, and I don't have to go anywhere.
Yep.
It's like, it's a loading screen. I'll be right back.
Like, oh, I'm back. It's still loading screen.
It's a loading screen. Yeah. So
That was good times.
But we'll have to see what the new system will bring forward. Hopefully,
Yeah.
with the new system, like we said, we've seen a huge influx of new people just coming into the Destiny 2.
Yeah, which is great and annoying.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I use the term noobs
Very generous.
with love.
Yes.
But there are a bunch of new people in there who don't know how to do things, and when you're trying to complete
Stuff.
heroic stuff, and they're just like, just kill it so we get the stuff.
Like, the time's gonna
But
run out. Like, no, it's not. You're fine. You're fine.
You had time to finish it, and you screwed
But there
it
was
up.
time now.
And you can't talk to the people, or you can't even go, no. You need an emote that goes,
There's one that goes...
yeah, this is like, kind of looking.
Well, they have that one too.
But
they have that
I
one
mean,
too.
but even this is not going to get someone's attention as much as like, no, and it like would scream like,
Yep.
and oh, like at the bottom of it. That would be something that would be.
There's the
helpful
every
to
blah 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 tells everybody to wait.
yeah.
I forget what
Other
one
than
that
just
one
like,
is.
hold on a minute or anything
Yeah.
like that. Just like, everybody, just stop, or like a don't kill it emote.
Yeah.
Would be great. Like,
Yep.
stop, or like
No Man's Sky with the recent update, because I dabbled in it a little bit today. Before I decided I thought we'll stream it. I want to see what it's like first.
Yeah.
Love
it.
I'm liking the changes.
Still
so
not
far.
perfect.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
little things.
I don't know. I haven't even scratched the surface.
I know,
changes,
but again, originally from the original
Yeah.
concept thing, which we all did the DLC and bought it for and all that crap
Yeah.
and everything, it's gotten way better
Way
from the
better.
original launch. From like
This is like as close as they could possibly be to what they originally promised. But yeah, so
it's like 8-bit to N64 at this point. We're waiting for PlayStation graphics,
Yeah.
but we're not there yet.
Yeah, getting there. But one of the things they added in is they have a really good like stop emote. And I need resources. Actually, it's one of my favorite
Well, before
ones.
they didn't need it because it wasn't co-op.
Yeah, or
You
like,
will never see a person across the system. If
which
you
people
do,
still
it's
proved
like,
wrong.
Yeah, they still were able to find you there. It took them like 2 months to like
Not
drive
even,
together to meet
not
each
even like
other.
I think the first week somebody like started on the same planet as another person.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, there was a bunch of problems.
Yeah.
But like one of my favorite emotes in that I've already discovered is like I'm out of resources one, and he just like starts patting himself, like looking for the things.
I'm out of stuff.
And that in itself is like fine, whatever. But there's this one noise in it, and it squeaks, and it's just the funniest because it's the rubber suit.
Oh,
But the squeak it makes at one point, it's just like I like died laughing when I heard it. I was like, that is like so good. Whoever did the audio
I gotta
for that.
check and see if I have an update for it already in the system or if it's already installed. Because I'll check. I may have uninstalled it.
Because
for
we don't play it.
Loading in Destiny.
Yeah.
Because it takes up so much space now. I've got so many games on there that I still have to just clear off.
Yeah, the benefit of the larger one now that I have.
I know. I need the.
Thanks to my
I'd
wonderful wife.
I'd buy it or I'd buy the expansion thing for it, but by the time I get that done, there'll be the new one will be out.
Oh, that just got
2020
pushed back.
Oh, it got pushed back.
Yeah, it's like 2021 or 22, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe I will get one then.
Yeah.
Or even just an expansion hard drive, so I
Yeah.
can store the game data on the drive and
That's probably
leave
the
it
easier
plugged
way.
in.
Yeah, that's probably the easier way.
I'll just get a terabyte thing or something and plug it into it or whatever. But
No, I have a very wonderful and loving wife. That's why I got away with this.
very understanding.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Because she puts up with
She puts up with all this.
this and friends that are like this.
And I mean, so you guys understand.
But I
as
bring
you-
cake, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm never.
I don't make cake. I make mac and cheese.
Yeah. I bake, so when I bake and bring stuff,
Yeah.
I'm in the clear usually.
Yeah, I mean, as you guys can see, I do all my streaming in the kind of kitchen, living room, dining room area because we live in an apartment.
Open area.
Very open.
Very open.
So she tolerates a lot.
Yeah.
And she bought me my gaming
Seems I was
monitor, which is
Dead
underneath my
center in the
camera.
middle of the room.
Yeah. She bought me my new monitor for my gaming and my PS4.
But-
So, my new PS4, because my old one was not working properly.
Yeah. So 3 in the morning, we're still jazzed about it.
Yeah.
Watch it if you can.
Yeah.
Watch him if you can. And
And yeah,
we'll see you the next time when we decide to do this again.
Yeah.
Perhaps we'll throw up little things on Instagram like, oh, we're doing this. Choose between these 3 things.
Yeah.
And we'll do that or something.
I'll probably do
along
some
those
polls or
lines.
something.
And, we'll get a set of like things we all want to watch, and we'll just let everybody else decide which one we watch first.
Yeah.
And that way we'll do them all, but we'll just do the
Yeah.
order of which one,
Also, some other new news. I did finally set up, and it's not like perfect because I'm still kind of new to the system. I did finally set up a Discord for the channel. So I will try and be better about checking that and stuff. There's like not much on there at the moment.
Yeah.
Because literally I set it up a little bit today.
Yeah.
Like this morning before my wife got back from work, and I slept in, so there went most of my time.
Again, it's going to be a little bit of things, and as we all go through, we can help each other and figure things out, timing, situations, and whatnot.
That'll be. I'll post some poll when we start. To
most of the time, it's probably gonna be late night recordings for most of us, or not late night, but late recording, weekend recordings, something along those lines. Gaming probably through the week at nights because we can be at home. Yeah. Maybe for the weekends we can do the movie things or something. Where we don't have to be at work the next morning, or you know.
That's the key right there.
Yeah, where we don't have to something that we have to be up for.
Yep.
Yeah. I've got kids.
Yeah, and I got a new job.
He's got a new job and working during the week, and I work on weekends sometimes too. So it's kind of crazy, but.
And we can always.
If you don't want me, just say it in the thing too.
Don't say that. That'd be mean.
I don't care.
I do.
Care.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I like having company.
Yeah. That's kind of boring when you're acting by yourself.
Yeah, I'd just be like, so hey guys, I'm gonna just like chat about this thing now.
We just write down my notes, and now the show's over in 15 minutes instead of bantering back and forth between something else. I like your dog. Yeah. Parker's fun too.
Yeah, he doesn't really talk back though. It's not very.
Well, no, Parker talks back.
Well, yeah, but not useful content. Mostly it's him barking and then me saying, Psst, "Be quiet."
Depends on how much people like cute, fluffy dogs.
Oh yeah, he's very fluffy. I'll give you that. So yeah, fourth time ending the stream. We can also record in advance too, and always post stuff later.
True, very true.
Because all my software does that too.
Yeah. So we can record all the reactions and then just post the ones
exactly.
first.
Which is and I'd record it the same way we're doing this one live.
Mm-hmm.
And then just instead of doing it live, it'll
give you time to edit things out and take care of it. So
but
we'll figure this out.
Smash those buttons, and you're all amazing. And I'll talk to you later. Voltron. Repitsa.
We'll get that better next time. But yeah.
Repitsa.